Welcome to this explainer. I'm really glad you're joining me today because we're looking at a pretty massive, truly fascinating shift happening right now across the Middle East and North Africa. For generations, citizenship in the Arab world has been overwhelmingly defined by blood right. You're a citizen because your parents were citizens. It was a closed loop, deeply tied to lineage and heritage. But as we're going to explore today, that traditional model is starting to crack and evolve. We're diving into how entirely new, highly complex pathways to citizenship are emerging, and how they reflect the rapidly changing economic and geopolitical realities of the whole region. Let's get right into it. So what does it actually mean to be a citizen in the modern Arab world today? It's no longer just about where you were born. We're going to look closely at three specific nations: the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, and Morocco. Each of these countries is completely redefining belonging, but for totally different reasons. For some, it's all about attracting elite global wealth. For others, it's deeply tied to dramatic geopolitical realignments and historical heritage. Grasping these shifts is absolutely crucial to understanding the future of the region itself.
Section 1, UAE, Wealth and Talent.
Okay, so the United Arab Emirates is leveraging citizenship as a highly strategic, hyper-selective tool. It's definitely not about mass naturalization. It's about targeted acquisition to diversify their economy away from oil. There's this stark contrast between what most people know about, the Golden Visa, and actual UAE dual citizenship. Now, the Golden Visa is fantastic for expats. It offers long-term renewable residency, the ability to sponsor your family, and a lot of stability. But UAE dual citizenship, that's an entirely different level. It grants incredible privileges like political rights, access to full state welfare and generous pension systems, and unrestricted property ownership, even outside designated freehold zones. It essentially elevates a foreign national to the exact status of a true local. But who actually gets this kind of elite access? Well, the target categories are exceptionally narrow. You must fall into one of these specific, high-value buckets. We're talking about major investors bringing huge capital into the country, specialized doctors and scientists pushing the boundaries of research, inventors holding registered patents, and top-tier creatives like renowned artists and intellectuals. Basically, if you aren't bringing extraordinary, proven value to the UAE's economy or culture, you simply aren't eligible for this tier of belonging. Now, here is the absolute catch. You cannot apply directly. Literally, there's no form you can just download and fill out to ask for UAE citizenship. It is strictly an invitation-only process. You have to be handpicked and nominated by the absolute highest levels of government, the UAE cabinet, the rulers' courts, or the executive councils. It's a discretionary reward for exceptional contribution, not an administrative right. And once someone is nominated, the process is incredibly rigorous. First up is that high-level official nomination we just mentioned. Next, the nominee has to submit extensive documentation. We're talking deep financial audits, proof of patents, published research, and a spotless criminal record from their home country. Then comes an intense security clearance process. Finally, if approved, the individual must swear an oath of allegiance to the UAE, promising to abide by its laws, while also formally notifying the government of their original nationality. It's a massive, life-altering commitment. Moving to Section 2, Gulf Jewish communities emerge. We're seeing massive geopolitical shifts directly impacting demographics and community building in the broader Gulf region. The Abraham Accords and recent normalization efforts have opened doors that were closed for decades. The newly established Association of Gulf Jewish Communities is a perfect example of this. This first-of-its-kind organization's stated purpose is to foster Jewish life across the Gulf. They provide essential religious services and support Jews who are either touring the region for business and tourism or choosing to actually settle there. It represents a very visible, organized demographic shift facilitated by new state policies. Zooming in on Bahrain specifically, we're seeing concrete steps stemming from these new alliances. Reports indicate efforts to develop and support a Jewish neighborhood or presence right in the capital, Manama. This involves facilitating real estate purchases for those looking to invest or reside. Furthermore, there's acknowledged operational security cooperation occurring in tandem with these community developments. It really shows how changes in citizenship and residency are deeply intertwined with regional security and geopolitical strategies. All right, Section 3, the Moroccan citizenship rumor. Jumping across the continent to North Africa, the whole citizenship conversation recently collided with modern politics, sparking a massive domestic controversy. This perfectly captures just how fast misinformation can spread.
So the viral claim tearing across social media was that a new, secret, legislative motion was actively mass naturalizing the descendants of Moroccan Jews living abroad. But let's look at the actual government facts. That legislative motion was actually posted back in 2024. And more importantly, to even be considered by Parliament, a motion needs 20,000 citizen signatures. This one, it currently has exactly 20 signatures. 20. It has absolutely zero legal traction.
So, you might be wondering, why did this specific rumor explode right now? Well, context is everything. The rumor gained huge traction right in the middle of intense political tension. Over the past year, sources report there have been over 700 marches and 5,800 protests across Morocco. These demonstrations are largely driven by public opposition to regional normalization agreements and the ongoing war in Gaza. The citizenship rumor basically acted as a lightning rod, landing directly into an already highly charged political environment.
Let's turn to Section 4, Voices of Moroccan Jews. Listen to what Jackie Kadosh, the head of the Jewish community in the Marrakesh-Savi region, had to say about all this. He states, "These rumors are a storm in a teacup meant to cause chaos. We are Moroccan citizens with the same constitutional rights as everyone else." Community leaders clearly view the viral claims as deliberate attempts to sow division. They reject the false suggestion that there's religious inequality or special treatment under the law, when in reality, their rights are already fully constitutionally protected alongside every other Moroccan.
Actually, a brand new mass naturalization law isn't even necessary because the existing process is already incredibly straightforward. If a descendant of a Moroccan immigrant wants their citizenship recognized, they simply follow standard procedure. Step 1, submit proof of their own or their ancestors' birth in Morocco. Step 2, they process this through standard local authorities or the liaison office in Tel Aviv. And Step 3, they typically receive their citizenship and Moroccan passport within just 1 to 2 months. It's an ordinary administrative procedure, definitely not some secret political plot. 300. According to community leaders, this number represents just a fraction of the descendants who have easily and quietly acquired their Moroccan passports recently through those standard, pre-existing administrative procedures. It proves the system works smoothly for those with legitimate heritage, making the whole internet rumor completely baseless and, frankly, entirely unnecessary to begin with. And finally, Section 5, Identity in a Shifting Region. Stepping back to look at the whole picture here, we're really seeing 3 completely different facets of the evolving Arab passports. The UAE represents strict, pragmatic economic strategy, using citizenship as an exclusive prize to acquire elite global talent. Bahrain represents the demographic realities of new geopolitical normalization and regional security alliances. And Morocco shows the profound challenge of balancing deep, inclusive historical identity with incredibly raw modern political sensitivities. The old rules of who gets to belong are literally being rewritten right in front of us. All of this leaves us with a pretty massive, provocative question. As borders and policies continue to open up for the sake of global investment and political normalization, how will the Arab world successfully balance these new alliances with deep-rooted historical identities? It's a really delicate tightrope walk, and the way these nations navigate citizenship is going to define the region for decades to come. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep questioning what you see.